What deep secrets did Hollywood's most dashing leading men of the 1950s carry behind their million-dollar smiles? Behind the golden age glamour lay heartbreak, courage, and untold love stories hidden in the shadows. Today we step back in time to pull back the velvet curtain and unveil the real lives of the legends you grew up loving. Subscribe to our channel now so you never miss these unforgettable stories from classic Hollywood. Liberace, the dazzling glitz and the silent heartbreak. If you grew up watching American television in the 50s, 60s, or 70s, you couldn't possibly forget Liberace. He wasn't merely a pianist, he was a pure force of nature. With his signature candelabras, grand fur capes, and diamond rings twinkling under the stage lights, Mr. Showmanship defined the lavish glamour of Las Vegas and became the highest-paid entertainer on the planet. Yet behind that million-dollar smile lay a fiercely guarded secret. In an era when being openly gay could instantly destroy a career, Liberace masterfully played his most challenging role, the eligible bachelor. He charmed the press with stories of fleeting romances and his dream of finding the perfect wife. The illusion cracked when his former companion, Scott Thorson, filed a bombshell palimony lawsuit in 1982, exposing their turbulent romance to a stunned public. Still, Liberace never dropped the act, vehemently denying the rumors until his final breath. When he passed away in 1987, his manager famously blamed heart failure from a watermelon diet. However, an autopsy later confirmed he died from AIDS complications. It was a heartbreaking curtain call for an icon who gave his whole heart to American audiences yet could never truly share his soul. Raymond Burr, the ultimate Hollywood masquerade. To millions of Americans tuned into their TV sets during the 50s and 60s, Raymond Burr was the absolute picture of authority, gravitas, and unshakable justice. Whether relentlessly defending the innocent as the brilliant attorney Perry Mason, or cracking tough cases as the formidable Chief Ironside, Burr's commanding presence made him a beloved household icon across the nation. Yet behind that stoic, imposing facade lay one of the most elaborate personal fabrications in Hollywood history. To protect his stardom during a deeply intolerant era, Burr and his studio publicists crafted a heartbreakingly tragic backstory. He gave tear-jerking press interviews detailing a first wife who tragically perished in a 1943 plane crash along with a young son who succumbed to leukemia. Decades later, biographers uncovered the shocking truth: neither the wife nor the child had ever existed. They were completely manufactured out of thin air. In reality, Burr's heart belonged entirely to Robert Benavides, a handsome young actor he met on a television set. Partners in every sense of the word, they built a deeply loving, quiet life together for over 30 years on a secluded Orchid estate safely tucked away from the relentless glare of Hollywood gossip columnists. When Burr passed away in 1993, he left his entire estate to Benavides, a final undeniable testament to a lifelong devotion that had to be lived in the shadows. Rudolph Valentino, Hollywood's first male sex symbol and the price of fame. For lovers of classic cinema, Rudolph Valentino was the ultimate Latin lover of the Roaring Twenties. With his smoldering gaze, striking elegance, and hypnotic charm in silent masterpieces like The Sheik, he became cinema's very first male sex symbol, driving millions of moviegoers into an absolute frenzy. Yet behind the silver screen enchantment, Valentino was relentlessly targeted by a conservative American press. Tabloids mocked his immaculate wardrobe, flawless grooming, and sensitive on-screen persona. Critics openly questioned his manhood, famously branding him a pink powder puff. Enraged by the public insult, the proud star famously challenged a journalist to a boxing match to prove his rugged masculinity. While film historians still debate the true nature of his private life and romantic preferences, Valentino's overwhelming star power remained undeniable. Then tragedy struck in 1926 when he passed away suddenly at the age of just 31. The shocking news shattered the nation, drawing over 100,000 distraught fans onto the streets of New York City. The grief quickly turned into an extraordinary frenzy, erupting into a full-scale riot outside the funeral home, an unprecedented spectacle that proved just how deeply he had captured America's heart. Though his life was cut tragically short, Valentino forever changed the landscape of pop culture, remaining the timeless gold standard for Hollywood glamour and eternal heartbreak. Will Geer, the radical life behind America's favorite grandpa. To millions of families gathering around their television sets in the 1970s, Will Geer was the ultimate symbol of warmth, wisdom, and traditional values. As the beloved Grandpa Zebulon Walton on the hit series The Waltons, his gentle smile and rustic charm made him feel like America's collective grandfather. Yet long before he won the nation's heart on screen, Geer lived an extraordinary life of fierce activism and quiet bravery. In the 1930s, he shared a passionate romance with Harry Hay, the visionary activist who would later establish the Mattachine Society, one of America's earliest gay rights organizations. Though Geer later took a more conventional path by marrying actress Herta Ware and raising 3 children, he remained quietly honest with his loved ones about his bisexual identity. His unyielding principles also extended to his politics. During the Red Scare of the 1950s, Geer defied the House Un-American Activities Committee, resulting in him being blacklisted from Hollywood for over a decade. Rather than destroying his career, that long exile only refined his art. When he finally returned to mainstream television, he brought a deep, authentic humanity to his roles. Will Geer left behind a remarkable legacy, a fascinating contrast between a cherished, gentle TV icon and a courageous real-life rebel who spent his entire life quietly fighting for social justice, creative freedom, and the fundamental right to love. Cesar Romero, Hollywood's dapper Joker and his open secret. Long before he put on the iconic white makeup and green hair as the legendary Joker in the 1966 Batman series, Cesar Romero was already one of Hollywood's most dashing leading men. Standing an imposing 6'3" with a trademark silver fox mustache and immaculate tailoring, the handsome actor was the very definition of Latin charm and suave elegance. Yet behind the suave bachelor persona lay a reality that was widely considered one of Tinseltown's worst-kept secrets. Romero was gay, an identity he navigated with tremendous grace during an era governed by strict studio morality clauses. To appease gossip columnists and satisfy the studio executives, he frequently played the role of the ideal celebrity escort, accompanying Hollywood royalty like Joan Crawford, Ginger Rogers, and Tyrone Power to glittering movie premieres. Unlike other stars who fabricated tragic backstories or entered into arranged lavender marriages to protect their careers, Romero chose a path of quiet dignity. He never pretended to be something he wasn't, nor did he parade his private life before the cameras. Instead, he simply let his undeniable charm, magnetic screen presence, and sheer versatility speak for themselves. Romero maintained that refined discretion until his death in 1994, leaving behind an astonishing career that spanned over 6 decades. He proved to the world that a performer could navigate the turbulent golden age of Hollywood entirely on his own terms, earning the deep respect of his peers, the enduring love of his fans, and a permanent place in pop culture history. Sir John Gielgud, overcoming prejudice through pure brilliance. To lovers of classic theater and cinema, Sir John Gielgud was true acting royalty. Revered as one of the greatest Shakespearean performers of the 20th century, his velvety voice was famously described by playwright Harold Pinter as the finest instrument in the English language. Yet at the peak of his prestige, Gielgud found himself at the center of an ordeal that nearly shattered his legendary career. In 1953, he was arrested in a London public restroom under harsh, archaic anti-gay laws of the era. Fearing the ensuing media firestorm, Gielgud believed his life's work was utterly destroyed. He contemplated ending his career and perhaps even his life as headlines splashed the scandal across the press. What followed instead was a remarkable moment of human grace and solidarity. Just weeks after the arrest, a terrified Gielgud stepped onto the stage to direct and star in a new play. Rather than jeers or condemnation, the audience rose to their feet, delivering a thunderous, minutes-long standing ovation that brought him to tears. They cared far more for his artistry and character than the era's cruel prejudices. Gielgud went on to enjoy an extraordinary career spanning 8 decades, winning an Academy Award for Arthur in 1981 and finding profound personal joy alongside his devoted life partner Martin Hensler for over 40 years. Sir John Gielgud's triumph stands as a timeless testament to how sheer talent, dignity, and quiet resilience can rise above the narrow prejudices of a harsh and unforgiving era. Tony Randall defying Hollywood's rigid stereotypes. To millions of television viewers across America, Tony Randall will forever be remembered as the delightfully fastidious Felix Unger on the hit sitcom The Odd Couple. Beside Jack Klugman's sloppy Oscar Madison, Randall played the neurotically neat, opera-loving roommate to perfection, winning an Emmy and earning a permanent place in the hearts of comedy fans nationwide. Yet throughout his brilliant career, Randall constantly found himself targeted by relentless tabloid rumors regarding his sexuality. Gossip columnists repeatedly questioned his manhood simply because he was a refined, cultured gentleman who loved classical music, appreciated fine art, and dressed impeccably both on and off the set. In reality, Randall's personal life caught the gossip press entirely off guard. He shared a deeply loving 54-year marriage with his high school sweetheart Florence until her passing in 1995. Then, at the age of 75, he stunned Hollywood once again by marrying Heather Harlan, a talented 25-year-old actress. To the delight of his fans, Randall became a devoted first-time father in his late 70s, joyfully raising 2 children. Up until his passing in 2004, Tony Randall proudly proved that a man could be sophisticated, sensitive, and wildly passionate about the arts without fitting into Hollywood's narrow, outdated boxes. He lived life entirely on his own terms, a brilliant actor, a loving patriarch, and a true classic gentleman who spent a lifetime defying expectations and proving the gossip columnists wrong at every turn. James Mitchell, a quiet 4-decade love story. To millions of soap opera fans who tuned in every afternoon, James Mitchell was the formidable, ruthless billionaire Palmer Courtland on ABC's long-running daytime drama All My Children. With his piercing gaze, silver hair, and razor-sharp delivery, Mitchell commanded the screen for 3 decades, bringing unforgettable intensity to the fictional town of Pine Valley. Yet behind the scenes, Mitchell chose to live a life of incredible poise and quiet discretion. Unlike many of his Hollywood contemporaries who fabricated high-profile romances or entered into arranged marriages to satisfy nosy tabloid columnists, Mitchell refused to play the studio publicity game. Instead, he simply let his brilliant acting talent speak for itself while guarding his heart fiercely. In reality, his private life was defined by an extraordinary devotion. For 39 years, Mitchell shared a deep, unwavering partnership with Albert Wolsky, the acclaimed costume designer who won 2 Academy Awards for his work on classic films like All the Jazz and Bugsy. Together, they built a serene life away from the relentless glare of Hollywood cameras, navigating an era that was often deeply intolerant of gay relationships. When Mitchell passed away in 2010 at the age of 89, he left behind far more than an iconic television legacy. His 4-decade romance with Wolsky stood as a quiet yet powerful testament to lifelong loyalty, proving that true love doesn't need headlines, grand spectacles, or public approval to endure it, simply needs 2 hearts devoted to one another through all of life's seasons. Thank you for watching today's video. If you find the content interesting or useful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the latest videos. Your support is the biggest motivation for us to continue creating better quality content every day. What do you think about today's topic? Leave a comment below so we can discuss it together. See you in the next video. Have a great day.